From JLJ Media, this is Daytime Today with Tammy Govea and Candace Mack. Daytime news at its best. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Daytime Today. Candace, the show started.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry. Just reading this really good book.
We'll get to that.
Juicy. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi.
Oh, I know. There's so much good stuff to talk about. And
I know.
As you know, we had everything formatted, everything ready to go. And then all of a sudden, I love getting these messages from you like, oh my God. Oh my God. Did you see this?
I did. I said that. That's a me message. There's a lot going on in the daytime community. And, to kind of start it off, first and foremost, how are you?
I'm dandy doodle.
There you go.
I'm dandy doodle. I am thankful for everything, and the AC works because it's been miserable here, but it must be miserable where you are too.
You know what? It's actually kind of normal right now for August in Baltimore. It's between the 89, 92 degree mark. But I'm pretty sure we're about to go up. And, speaking of up, just real quick, I need to put this on just as a reminder.
Thank you.
Wear a mask, people.
Even virtually.
Exactly. We can't have anybody. It's just.
I know. Let's dive into why masks are important and living in the pandemic world in daytime television. So you sent me a note talking about The Bold and the Beautiful, and that was from where? Deadline?
Deadline, yes. DeadlineHollywood.com, yes.
And so they reported that, so this happened 3.5 weeks ago, that a staffer, overall 3 employees from CBS TV have tested positive for COVID, but apparently 1 staffer from The Bold and the Beautiful production tested positive for COVID. So when we read this, you and I were like, oh my God, they shut down production. And so it all just kind of worked out, apparently. The Bold and the Beautiful goes dark once a week, every month anyway.
Yeah.
So they decided to add an additional dark week for that 2 week of, no production. Yeah, just to, play it safe. And they had enough episodes that they had already filmed, so it's not going to interfere with
which
fans,
is good.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And they're already back to work.
Here's the thing. I think we all. Okay, let me just backtrack. First, we're glad that the shows are back. However, the main concern on everybody's mind is health and safety. Bold, Days, Young and Restless, the General Hospital, which we'll talk about in a minute, they're doing everything in their power. But we also kind of expected, I don't want to sound like, Debbie Downer, but we kind of expected something to happen.
And this isn't the first COVID-related case in daytime TV. There's been talent that's, tested positive for COVID. This is just the first case since soaps shows have gone back into production. So I think that's where the alarm went off in my brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my brain.
And I think, just like everywhere, you can't control it. You can wear a mask, but, wash your hands. It's unfortunate that it happened. And like I said, like you said too, is when I read the interview, the article, I thought, oh, here we go again. Shut down. How long? Because 14-day quarantine, this, it affects everybody. And I also I'm glad you said about the production, like CBS television. CBS television not only does Bold and Young and the Restless, but they do a plenty of syndicated shows. And so we want to make sure we get that across, and not just everybody thinking, oh my God, it was Young and the Restless and Bold. I mean, yes, one was from Bold and the Beautiful, but CBS television is, I mean, Dancing with the Stars. I'm just thinking like some other shows that is over there. So,
and corporate isn't on set with talent.
Right.
They're located somewhere else.
They're in another building. They're here. They're there. So, but safety, I mean, they're doing everything in their power. They're doing the whole testing before they enter the studio, during the studio. But, and the numbers are the numbers still rising in California, correct?
Yeah. It's we're over 172,000 deaths, unfortunately, and it's a mess. And then when we've got the wildfires. Northern California right now is an inferno. LA, there's fires everywhere. I mean, you look out the window, and on top of the 3-digit numbers where I live, we've got that hazy, when there's the fire in the air. So health-wise, it's hard right here. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard everywhere right now.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is. And I don't even know how to even sum that part up. But we just hope everybody is taking precautions. I mean, again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. So I'm going to let Tammy say it.
Wear a mask.
Thank you. All right. So,
but I know too, there was one comment that I thought was really great. They said, this is the new normal, not in regards to someone testing positive, but in regards to production being stop and go.
Yeah.
They have to be ready to just shut things down when they need to and resume things back up when they can, like you said, in a healthy and safe environment for their talent and their employees. So it's stop and go.
Yeah, I mean, it is the new normal, and that's, unfortunate. It is the new normal. Speaking of the new normal, okay, so we daytime fans, we've been anticipating when all these shows come back, should they address coronavirus or shouldn't they? General Hospital, which is, well, the title says it all, about a hospital.
Gee, what's it about?
I mean, it's about, the local people in this town of Port Charles, but a lot of fans have been questioning, is the show going to address it? Frank Valentini had said in Soap Opera Digest that given that we are a hospital-centric show, we definitely thought about incorporating coronavirus related cases into the story. But prior to the lockdown, as most of you guys know, they taped episodes that some are being shown, but they have an extra scene or here. So they had to rework a few items, and they've decided not to do it. However, you guys know that this week is the Nurses Ball, and there was a debate about the Nurses Ball, but what they're doing is honoring the frontline workers. So they're kind of honoring what's been going on, but in a different way. Here's the thing. A lot of fans are it's 50-50, but shows like This Is Us, I think Stranger Things, and also Grey's Anatomy will address coronavirus. So Tammy, how does that make you feel as a viewer of General Hospital?
Yeah, so I gave this a lot of thought. And the topic of COVID is not one that can be glossed over just in order to mention it. That would be to me inappropriate. It's like when GH did when they covered AIDS.
Yeah,
it was a long storyline, a very in-depth storyline.
Yes.
Iconic. It was treated with respect and with dignity. And if they choose to do a COVID line of story, I'm going to assume that Frank and everyone else is going to do it with the same integrity and the same respect and the same dignity. So while at first it's like, what do you mean they're not going to even talk about it. I get it. I
Right.
get it.
I get it too. And, you know, when people heard that the nurses ball was still going to happen, everybody was like, why? How? Again, frontline workers have been the spotlight, besides teachers,
Yep.
the spotlight of this whole pandemic. So, yeah, it would be right to do it. However, you know, I have to say something. I wish General Hospital would, at the end of the show, have a hotline or a number to call for a donation.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a good
to
point.
like, you know, for the Nurses of America or Feed America, or, you know, because they're doing this whole spoiler alert for those who don't know. They're doing the nurses ball, but in a different way. They're doing like a telethon. They're still doing performances, but they're doing a telethon type thing. So I just wish that, you know, General Hospital, ABC would have done like, okay, call this number and, you know, make a donation to help the nurses out, financial aid,
Sure.
you know, feed, like I said, Feed America. And, you know, in return, General Hospital will match that donation. Something like that. I give them credit. And I do feel as though I'm 50-50, because on one side, I am sick and tired of hearing about Corona, but we can't escape it.
Yeah.
Soaps are there to escape. However, you just brought up a fact. General Hospital, when you think of the iconic storylines, you think about Robin and Stone's HIV and how that educated so many people. Monica's breast cancer storyline.
And Daytime has never run away from the difficult
No,
subjects.
they haven't.
They've never run away from it. So I'm gonna assume that at some point something will be addressed in some way. But I think that's a great idea that they should.
There was two things that I thought about, is that, you know, Mike is in a nursing home.
Yeah.
And sadly, and I can speak on personal situation, my coworker lost her mom in the nursing home. Somebody carried the virus into it. So to me, I also thought General Hospital could have done, you know, a nurse being a carrier, not knowing it. And that, because that is what's going on. But like I said, I get it. I understand why Daytime is, you know, especially the soaps are kind of going left instead of right. But it irks me that prime time is like, we'll do it. We have no problem. And I think, you know, with Daytime, and this is probably a topic we can talk about next time, is they've gotten too comfortable with not really addressing head-on issues, head-on topics. I mean, they
current
do
topics, yeah.
Yeah, they do, but not to the full extent where it's like, oh, we just been educated. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, right now we're seeing what General Hospital is doing, but I wonder down the line, will they address something?
You know, I think if it's something fans want, you know, especially like you said in regards to donations and wanting to drive support to frontline workers and that sort of thing, you know, fans have the power, and they have the power to change storylines, and they have a lot of power. So I think we should say to the fans of Daytime, if you want to see a COVID-related story on General Hospital or on any of your daytime soap operas, tweet. Yeah. I think Twitter is probably the best format for the daytime soaps. Yeah. Say something.
Make videos. You know, be positive about it, because here's the thing: you never know. You never know what a tweet or a few can lead to. It may, you know, maybe a certain character come back. I don't know.
That's such a beautiful segue, Candace. That's such a beautiful segue into our next topic, our next story. The power of the fans, the power of your voices. Guess who's coming back to General Hospital, everyone, because of you, Mr. Rial Andrews. Right? Can I just tell you, so I got my husband hooked onto GH, and so we've been watching GH together for a few years now. He didn't know who Taggart was because he hadn't been watching GH when Rial was on, but he loved Taggart. He's like, this guy is so cool. Who is this actor? Like, he went on his Instagram, and so when, you know, they brought Rial on only to kill him off, right? Both of us were like, what are you doing?
There was no words. I think everybody who follows me on social media knows the exact words, because I was like, why bring back a character that's had, you know, memorable moments and friendships and, you know, relationships, and performed in one of my favorite Nurses Ball performances of all time. Bring him on, connect him to Trina, and then kill him off.
Yeah.
When he's not random day player number 5.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well,
No.
again, so this goes back to Rial Andrews is back on the show. He posted, it was so ironic because he posted on Instagram
Yes.
yesterday.
I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday,
or the day before. It was a picture of him and Maurice Benard, and it's like,
aww,
guess he's back. I was like, what? And then in the Instagram it says going live. This was like at 3:25 or something in the afternoon, and it said going live at 3:30 for what's up. I'm like, oh my god. Then, you know, you kind of freak out, like, I forget how to use Facebook. Facebook. Oh, right. So anyway, went on Facebook. He was doing a live thing. Fans were asking him questions, and he had a Penny, his coordinator, was you know, fielding questions. And so I got a question in for Daytime Today. So I wanted to play the audio. So let me know if you can hear this.
okay.
So this is us, Daytime Today, in the chat room for Rial, as he was live with fans talking about his return to General Hospital. So here we go.
User 427349 says that she works for Daytime Today, a daytime news show. Okay. What would you like to say to the fans, and they will quote you?
What I'd like to say to the fans is what I said at the beginning. I am beyond grateful, because this was truly, I believe, one of those events that the fans made happen. I really believe the fans were a big part of the decision of bringing Taggart back. And I commend, you know, the producers and the writers and everybody to be open to it and then making it happen. But I truly know in my heart it's because of the support, the reaction. I mean, I was humbled, you know. I was excited to come back. I didn't have any idea of the response that I was going to get coming back. And then when I was killed off, that response was beyond humbling. So just gratitude a million times.
Is that the coolest thing ever?
That shows, again, here's the thing. I know a lot of people don't think their voices matter, but they do. In this situation, he was not joking. When General Hospital decided to kill, first and foremost, when they brought Taggart back, it was a surprise. It was like,
he'd been gone for what, like 17 years or like 19 years or something? Yeah.
Years. And so to have him come back on, it was, for me, I was like, what? Like, where's Darla? Where? Okay, Sonny, Jason, Taggart back together again? What? Like, it was such a good feeling when they shot him and killed him. I remember going to Twitter and saying, WTF GH. What was that about? And I felt cheated.
Totally.
Because you made the connection to Taggart having a daughter, which cracks me up, who's involved with Elizabeth Weber's, you know, character. And I thought the history, and I'm like, Taggart is so needed on the show. And again, when they killed him off, I was like, really, G, you're just going to bring him on?
Yeah. And they kind of, they kind of like, they're not going to kill him off. He didn't die. He went to the hospital and everything was fine. Right? Like he looked like he was stabilized. And then there's that scene where I don't remember who broke the news.
It was like, I just remember for some reason I heard the whole, dramatic pause and then the music. And I was like, no, they didn't. I was like, no, they didn't. This better be a lie. This better be a dream.
Looks like Candace froze.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Yeah, you froze them too.
Did we freeze? We froze. I hope we froze with a smile.
It was. I think it was good. I think it was a dramatic pause.
Brilliant. Be careful what we ask for. OMG.
Wait. Let's see if I can ask for this. Greg Vaughn. No, didn't come in yet. But no, I just think that like I said, I'm so glad he's back. I'm so glad that he's going to be able to tell the story. I can't wait. I'm excited. I love the fact that he's so, grateful to the fans. You guys made this happen. Do not sell yourself short. You guys made this happen.
Yep.
I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you guys.
We love you, fans. And another thing that fans should be proud of is their super, super duper support of Kelly Monaco when she took some time off. I mean, they were supportive of her and obviously supportive of Lindsay Hartley as well. And, there was a couple of tweets we're going to read because this is part of why Candace and I do this show, why it's called Daytime Today, because we both know that the people who work in daytime are, and I've said this 5,000 trillion times, some of the hardest working people, some of the most grateful and thankful and humble people. And so Kelly Monaco did a little tweet. She said, coming back, super excited, yay. But then she said, I also want to give a huge shout out to Lindsay Hartley for stepping in and doing a beautiful job playing Sam. Girl, you kicked ass. Way to go. Stay tuned. General Hospital is just heating up. And then Lindsay responded saying, thank you at Kelly Monaco 1. I'm grateful for your support. It's all about keeping the sacred genre alive. Thanks for sharing Sam with me. She is your precious creation. I'm glad you're back. Enjoy her future. I'm kind of like goosebumps. You can't see right now because I have long sleeves on, but I have like major goosebumps right now.
Wait, it's hot and yet you have long sleeves on. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, folks, you just got that. Okay, we're freezing and she has on long sleeves. You can't make this up. Here's the thing. When I saw that tweet, first and foremost, I want to address that Kelly Monaco rarely comes on Twitter.
Right.
So for her to acknowledge not only the fans, but Lindsay, and sometimes you've seen this is respect 101, is that, Kelly was sidelined. She had to take some time off, like you said, and Lindsay stepped in. And I know fans opened arms, Lindsay. They was like, thank you, But to see two women not tear each other down.
Right.
But to respectfully, do that. That was beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. And that goes to show people that this daytime community, we're all in this together. I sound like High School Musical when I just said that. I'm not singing the song. We don't have the rights to that. But I just loved it. And, who knows, down the line, maybe Lindsay will be back at GH.
Yeah, you never know. That's
Yeah.
another beautiful thing about soap operas, daytime television. Anything is possible, especially because she got such a strong positive response
Yeah.
from fans,
And
producers.
And the co-stars, Nancy Lee
Yeah.
Braun, also, reached out. Lindsay thanked her too, and Nancy thanked her. It's a positive, because I think with soap fans and with social media, sadly, there's so much negativity in the world. And when you have a recast, of course, there's bickering. It's like, oh, this person is better than that one. At the end of the day,
What was that?
I sound like I was at work just now. Oh my God. The thing is that at the end of the day, these are two talented actresses who did share a role. Lindsay was honored. Kelly was honored. We were all honored. And so to see that tweet, like you said, goosebumps, it warmed my heart.
Yeah.
It warmed my heart. So I'm glad Kelly's back, but I'm just gonna throw that. Allegedly, the fans really, really, truly, truly want Lindsay on General Hospital. Who knows?
Take note, Mr. Valentini. Take note.
I mean, there you go. I'm just saying. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You said anything is possible, right?
Yep.
Like anything is possible. Again, Greg Vaughn. No.
Click your heels 3 times.
And say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Well,
Greg
guess
Vaughn.
what? 4 days. So, I froze again.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So here's the thing. Days fans, your voices was heard too. Because the Hernandez family is back. Yes, folks. Okay. Before we get into this, first and foremost, Tammy and me are both going to just have our moment real quick, our WTF moment right now.
Do you want to start or should I?
All right. Go for it.
Okay. So obviously, I'm happy Camilla's returning. Obviously, I'm happy Galen's returning. But really? Like, why did you even put us through this roller coaster? Corday Productions. Like, WTF? Like, what was the purpose of that? Was that a PR stunt to get some publicity going? Or did you make the decision to release them and I don't understand. And I get that daytime casting, like this happens all the time. People get released and then they come back. But it just seems that with Days of Our Lives, they've been doing this consistently for like the past year. And it's to the point where fans, it's really hard to invest in characters anymore.
Pretty much. I mean, TV Insider reported that, Camilla Bannis was going to return in August. August, because they're going back August 31st from my understanding now. So that means we're going to be seeing her in September, along with Galen Guerin, who plays Rafe. And here's the thing. I agree with you 110% because I felt as though you have all of this PR for all these actors that are leaving and turn around, they're coming back. I think we all was, feeling a certain type of way about Galen when we found out that he was leaving earlier this year. With Camilla Bannis, look, say what you want. That girl carried the show for 2 years and she deserved an Emmy nomination. I don't care what anybody says. But when we found out she was leaving, on top of Freddie and Chandler and Greg and,
Christian.
Who knows who else is leaving. Christian, I mean, you're right. It is hard to get invested in these story arcs when we know that the actor is not going to be there. But, oh, wait, hold up, surprise. They're coming back. So it's kind of like you said, a roller coaster of emotions. Was it a PR stunt? 50% of me says yes because we talked about it. We're talking about it.
That's just
and
rude.
I feel as though, yeah, I mean, look, hey, Mr. Kirk, I wouldn't have done that. If you're trying to get viewers to tune in, you just went about it the wrong way. I mean, who knows? There might have been a holy moly, soap Jesus moment where everybody was like, all right, new contracts, here we go. We need you. And I do hope that was the case. But again, you put so many fans through so much. And
I know.
I mean, my question remains is, okay, how long is these contracts for? You say that Galen's on contract and he's happy about it, and we all are. I mean, I'm wondering what's going to happen with Rafe, because he lost custody of the boy. Him and Hope, well, you already know how that, and then you have, Gabby. She's been through the ringer, so I'm kind of wondering how they're going to leave first, because I believe it's next week.
Yeah.
And then how they're going to come back, which is in a couple of weeks. So, Ken Corday has said something, is that regarding, Rave, Hope, and all this, is that we didn't have to rush it.
Coming back into production.
Corday,
yeah,
into production. He talked to Entertainment Weekly. I wanted to make sure, absolutely sure, we were dotting every I, crossing every T with our health. Days of Our Lives is going to have their 55th anniversary, which right there is a milestone. And Days, if you need help planning it, we're here.
We're here.
You know how to plan a party. So besides Camilla and Galen, there's going to be some more surprises. Now, we talked about this at the top of the show about the coronavirus. And as we know, Bold has been taking safety precautions. General Hospital is taking everybody. So Ken Corday said, and I quote, "And yes, there may even be kissing and canoodling, assuming the actors are game. It's really up to the individual actors how much they do and do not want to do." Oh, and by the way, just so you Days fans are just, making sure, no, they're not going to use dolls.
So this is the problem with like when someone texts you something or you read something in print, because you can't hear the person's tone. So you don't know if they're being sarcastic or he's just matter-of-factly saying, I'm going to leave that up to the actors and whatever they're comfortable with. We're not going to be using dolls. It's going to be up to the actors. It could have been that, but I read it as very shady.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping it wasn't, because I admire the precautions that the Bold and the Beautiful have taken, and whatever precautions GH has taken to ensure the health and safety of their actors. So just saying.
I read it as shade all the way.
Did you?
I read it in the sense of, and when he talked about the dolls, it reminded me of Greg Means' interview, like a couple of weeks, like a week ago, and then 24 hours later, he was fired. Right now, all 4 soaps are doing whatever it takes to showcase the normal of a show. Because as we talked about, coronavirus has really, that's like the vocabulary word of the year. I know at the end of the year, they do that, the word of the year. At the same time, it's like, okay, Ken, what do you can't, the way I took it too was, you can't really force these actors. If these actors do not want to kiss, touch, or anything, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to do a Zoom Days of Our Lives? Like, hey, no, did you see the court? No. What are you going to do? It's just,
and too, there's also the thought of, it starts at the top. And so to have the mentality of, well, I'm just going to leave it up to the actors. If they're comfortable, great. If they're not, that's fine too. That kind of made me a little uncomfortable, because there's also that feeling as an actor of, well, if I don't do it, even though I'm not super comfortable, but everybody else is doing it, then maybe I should just shut up and do it. I think it needs to come from the top.
Okay. I definitely 110% agree with you. I just feel as though that he should not have said that comment because it rubbed me the wrong way, just like it rubbed you the wrong way. And I'm sure our viewers are feeling a certain type of way about that too. Is what do you mean it's up to if they do it or not?
We are just going to believe that Corday Productions has created a wonderful, safe, healthy environment for its actors and its production folks. They're celebrating its 55th anniversary, and we need them around for another 55 years. So let's think positive.
Right. Maybe they're going to do CGI.
Maybe. It'll be interesting.
I mean, let's think about that. That hasn't been done on any shows yet. And Days is usually the ones that do really kind of out there things. So CGI.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Coming soon. That's a possibility.
Wanted to talk a little bit about. I'm getting some reverb here.
Uh-oh.
Am I echoing? You gotta love this new technology, folks. Okay.
The new normal.
Yes, a new normal. So others, as you had mentioned, Freddie Smith and Chandler Massey, gone from Days of Our Lives. But, you know, Freddie Smith and his fiancée, Alyssa Tabbitt, have had their YouTube show, the Freddie and Alyssa show, on for a while. There are over 100 episodes at this point. And so recently they had Deidre Hall on as one of their guests. He says, this was interesting because they're so good at like getting the attention to watch the show. He says, we discuss if she will be returning to Days of Our Lives. Interesting. And what it was like receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We also explore initiating a national conversation about fertility through her personal experiences and the film Never Say Never, the Deidre Hall story, as well as working with Drake Hogestyn and her sensational new watercolor cards, which actually you and I talked about last week, Candace. So what you can do is you can go onto YouTube and type in the Freddie and Alyssa show. You will see the episode with Deidre Hall. It's a beautiful graphic photo, beautiful images of the three of them. It's a wonderful interview. Check it out. Again, the Freddie and Alyssa show with their guest, Deidre Hall. Check it out.
Definitely. You know, I love Deidre. There's just something about her that just, she's young and restless. She's bold and beautiful. And hopefully she doesn't go to a general hospital because she has some eyes. See how I did that, folks? There you go. You know, speaking of Deidre Hall, like I said, she's just, you know, she started out young and restless, for those who don't know. And, okay, call it cool, crazy, call it 2020, but this year has just been, that's probably the next word. We reported about, well, we didn't report, but Tammy and them, with both Bold and Beautiful Breakdown and, you know, the Mini Rewind and all these Bold and Beautiful shows that they did together, they talked about their frustration about Courtney Hope. Okay, so for those who just tuned in, Courtney Hope left Bold and Beautiful.
Was abruptly released.
Abruptly
from the
released.
Bold and Beautiful.
There you go. Allegedly, she might have been going to General Hospital. 48 hours ago, she posted on Instagram a picture of her with her Crimson Lights hat, t-shirt, pretty much stating, folks, it's coming to Young and the Restless.
Number one daytime show.
So she's joining the show. We don't know who the character she's going to play, but Tammy, what do you think about this?
I'm obviously beside myself. I'm thrilled that she's back in daytime, and you know, I will follow her. You and I will follow her wherever she goes because we love her so much. I cannot wait to see what her storyline is going to be.
Okay, not for nothing, I was shocked. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I getting tweets and text messages from people saying, did you hear about Courtney Hope? And I was like, oh, okay, guess, she's going to go to GH. And I was like, okay, that's not, When I saw the picture of her decked out, Crimson Lights, Young and the Restless, I'm like, what? Like, say, come again? Like, what's happening here? Now, they said that they don't know the character, that the character's name hasn't been released. I'm just going to say it. She should come over as Sally.
Wow.
They have not, the last time Bold and Young and the Restless did a crossover, to my memory, is Sheila, Deacon, all these characters. So it would be interesting if Sally goes to General City and maybe hook up with Chelsea, start a, co-fashion line. I don't know.
I love that
But
idea.
I'm really excited that she's, going to be over there. And like she said, it seems like a good fit. And she's going across the hall, you guys. That's it.
It's all good.
And the thing is that, Courtney Hope gets to work with some amazing people. Peter Bergman. Oh my gosh, Joshua Morrow.
Icons.
And if you saw the beginning of the show, you guys know Tammy caught me. I'm sorry, by the way, but there's this book out and it's amazing. I think everybody needs to get it.
I do
it's
too.
It's called Always Young and Restless. And My Life on and Off America's #1 daytime drama with Melanie Thomas Scott, who plays Nikki. In this book, she pours her heart and soul out. I mean,
have you started it? How far in?
Wait, finish. Ask me when I got this book.
When did you get it? You pre-ordered it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I do not play around. I got this book Wednesday night. Thanks, Amazon. And I'm almost done. I mean, they talk about Kristoff, Jeannie Cooper, of course, Eric Braeden. Before she was on Young and Restless, she dealt with a lot of things, personal things. And I think fans will really be interested in reading this book. You can still get it, guys. Amazon, anywhere you purchase books, get this. I mean, this bestseller 2020 there.
Absolutely. I can't wait to sink my teeth into that one. I love it.
No, at all. Just like, how every Friday night you can catch us on the daytime today and the Restless.
Before we wrap up, again, want to reiterate, you can catch this show every Friday on JLJ Media on YouTube channel, and want to just run down some of the amazing soap content shows that besides Daytime Today, JLJ Media has. So we're going to start with, Candace, I want you to take this, Forever and a Day, which airs Mondays and Fridays, yes?
Yes. And everywhere you can find JLJ Media, you can find Forever and a Day. And this week, if you, depending on when you see it, Beth Ehlers has joined the cast as Melody. And if you don't know about Beth Ehlers, I suggest you go ahead and ask me. She is a 5-time Daytime Emmy nominee. She was Harley on Guiding Light, which is her iconic role. She was Taylor on All My Children. She stepped away from the spotlight, but she's back as Melody on Forever and a Day, and you can catch all the juiciness of it all Monday and Fridays.
And what I love is it's a like a radio style program.
Audio soap opera.
Yes.
Taking it back 90 years, because this October will mark 90 years of the daytime soaps, like this whole genre created by Erna Phillips. So we wouldn't be here.
Love that. Also want to talk about the Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight. That is going to be on this Sunday at 3 p.m. That's with the creator of JLJ Media, James Lott Jr., along with myself and Amanda Russ, who also has the Bold and the Beautiful podcast. You can check that out. Again, it'll be this Sunday, every Sunday at 3 p.m. Well, for as long as they've got new shows, we will be there to recap. Also on JLJ Media, they've got the GH Mini Spotlight, where James Law Jr. does a recap of the show and just like some little tidbits. Also the Y&R Mini Spotlight and the Bold and Beautiful I can never say that, Bold and Beautiful Rewind, which is also an audio only show, which is fun, podcast. And Candace, please remind folks of what's coming down this Sunday.
This week, this Sunday at 3 p.m. on a very special Edition Days, our very own Tammy will be on there, along with Tony Moore and Michael Metz, as they have Lindsay Arnold, who plays Allie. I have no idea where that dramatic voice came from.
I love it. Can I just tell you, keep that voice. That's awesome.
Sexy voice. Who plays Allie Horton. And you guys know that Allie has been devastatingly demanding. I can't even go there. But if you're a Days of Our Lives fan, please check out Edition Days every Sunday, 3 p.m. on JLJ Media. The craziness of it all. And
it's not on JLJ Media.
On YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah. So subscribe to Edition Days on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole JLJ Media thing.
I know. Everything should be on JLJ Media. And so as we wrap up this episode of Daytime Today, Candace, where can folks find you on the socials?
Okay, on Twitter, you can find me at Candy Pool. On Instagram, CandyMac82. You can also follow me over at AAD Podcast and check out Forever and a Day's website at faadseries.com. Make sure you follow us, like us, make a comment. Hey, we want to hear from you guys. Do you guys like the lipstick? Do you love her long sleeve shirt? Again, Tammy, please show the shirt. Like do 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 do.
So on social media, you can find Daytime Today across all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Daytime Today. Again, like Candace said, please like, comment, follow, share the love. You can find me on Instagram at Tammy.Govea, on Twitter at Tammy Govea, and on Facebook at Tammy Govea Official. Once again, thank you for watching Daytime Today. We will see you next Friday right here on JLJ Media. Until then, let's be kind today, let's be grateful today, and let's daytime today. See you next week. Wear a mask.